Cheers, everybody. I'm going to go over a couple of things. I want to start with great job on getting to 213 Mythic. First off, great job on showing up consistently. I want to thank everyone that's been able to participate night in, night out for the last couple of weeks. I know the holidays kind of slowed us down for a little bit, but everyone has shown consistent determination to be present of late, and it's really helped us put us into a position of success to achieve, for example, that 213. Let's continue with pushing that. Remember that right now we need to make sure that we're going to the forums on a consistent basis, and we're checking out for updated material right here for Mythic bosses. I'm going to put them down here, and I'm always going to highlight them like so with like important critical reports, something like that. Right now we just got these three covered. I'm going to go ahead today and start putting together additional information for Hellfire Council, Kilrog, and also Gorfine, so that way we can just get those 6 all set up and get ready to go. They're going to be similar in format and design as we've been using, involving, for example, the proper bird video series on how to, and then also additional imagery for our positioning and where we want to stand and where we want to work. Now, a couple of elements too that I want to add consistently is that as we're evolving into this Mythic content on a consistent basis, some of the steps that I'd like you to start preparing yourself on a consistent basis to show is your plan, right? Most guilds, what they do, they don't have one person, for example, start a forum thread and then post a whole bunch of material. They usually do some commentary. Now, I don't really want to change up what we got because what we have right now is really successful. But I want to look, as we start to move forward towards Legion and we start putting up our boss outlines for them, we have to start coming up with commentary of how we're going to deal with each element of the mechanics for each of the roles that play on there, be it melee, be it range, caster, healer, etc., tank. So that's something to look forward to in the near future. Also, UI raid development. Big thing that I did was went to MMO Champion today after updating all of our different forum threads to 213 Mythic for recruitment. What I ended up seeing was through that UI forum thread group is just how people respond to each one of the bosses. They, for example, I looked at one that was a paladin, naturally, healer, and they had DBM and Exos raid tools all set up with some really great looking text, and also DBM was set up for the thing that they primarily had to watch out for, which naturally on the Kilrog attempt that I believe I watched was the blood attack. So, you know, they had a bar and it was right there underneath them, so it was like, and it had a timer, it was really clear, and it was like, you knew that when that happened, it was time to pay attention. So, for example, you're having an issue with barrage, you're having an issue with any specific mechanic, start practicing setting DBM up to give yourself a notification, at least visually, and if not, you can do something, for example, like a sound notification with GTFO or with Weaker Wars. I think all those different elements will put you in a position where we'll be able to get that learning curve to be a little bit quicker to the kill instead of us having to put in, 20, 30, 40, 50 attempts, which is natural. Like, that's going to happen no matter what. There isn't an element where I haven't spoken with somebody in Mythic rating where they don't talk about all of the kills that are, or all the attempts that are required to get themselves into a position to be successful. So naturally, don't sweat the death, don't sweat, things along those lines. Another element too, I would like us, for example, if we do have individuals that are pugging with us from looking from group or whatnot, I'd like us to be I don't mind us being fun and have a positive nature and whatnot, and be boisterous and whatnot, but like we also need to show a degree of, I don't know, I'm gonna say just professionalism. Just like let's look tight. Let's have fun, but let's look tight. Also, these people that are coming in looking for group and looking for Mythic's for real, and players. As far as forum threads and like that document that I posted on Facebook yesterday, that shows the type of mentality and attitude that people want to be successful at this. They treat it with a degree of responsibility, and I think that's a requirement for everyone. Not only that on the team now, but when we bring people in, we want to show them that we're about this. We want to have a good time. Yeah, we want to execute. Yeah, we don't want toxicity within what we're doing as a team, because we've been doing this for a long time together and whatnot, and it's really, what we got is really good. You know, it's really good and it's really coming together. But at the same point too, you know, if we're still looking for players or we're still trying to, you know, get that support, you know, player role accomplished where we have a couple of extra classes on the side, we need to be good on that. We need to work on that, okay, consistently. Another element too, like I discussed about, was the necessity to have 2 classes for when Legion comes out. Now, I don't know how much of a pain in the butt it's going to be able to organize running 2 tunes through content, you know, to get their weapon and get the upgrades and put themselves in a position to raid successfully. I mean, that's a big time hour commitment to begin with, I'm sure, you know, just from past we know. But we're going to start a list soon. It's going to be a forum thread here, for example. And, you know, just look at, like, who you want to play as your main and who you're going to want as a backup. Elements that I would suggest is that as soon as, for example, logs start getting posted on Legion's release and content opening up, I would look at, like, who the top, like, if you're going to do, like, a healer tank and then a DPS, or you're going to be a DPS, you know, you want to look at, like, who's a top performer. Maybe not necessarily top, you know, top because, you know, they like to nerf that when it comes along. They're like, oh, wow, they're doing so good. We should go ahead and curve it so that way, you know, there isn't 15 mages in the group or whatever. But that's kind of how I'm going to approach it. I'm going to look at, like, who a top healer is, who the top tank is, and who the top DPS is, and try to find a good synergy balance of a tune or 2 classes that fulfill that, you know, be it like a monk paladin or whatever. So that way I'm in a position to be able to help the team as a whole. I'd appreciate it if you could take the same steps too. I know a couple of you, for example, like to play just DPS, and that's fine. But, like, play, for example, a melee as your main or range as your main, and then switch it up so that you have another one that does the same too. Some fights, especially, like, if we get to the point where we're actually killing things without being exceptionally overgeared, you know, it's going to come down to mechanics like that. It's going to come down to moments like that where mechanically certain classes just do better. You know, as you're pushing that envelope, you're on that cutting edge of taking down bosses based on execution versus overgearing. Okay, I think that's it. There's really not too much else that I would like to talk about. Like I said, I'm going to work on recruitment. I'm looking for a shaman, monk, healer to give us support. It might be a full-time position. It might just be a support position. It could be a combo. You know, I don't mind having, you know, nights off and things like that to put ourselves in a position of success. Yeah, and then if we need any video adjustments or whatnot, I'll be back on posting those on YouTube on a consistent basis as we push through these bosses. And our goal was to get a Mythic team running. We got that. I'd say our next goal now is let's try to get as many kills and be as consistent as we can forward. And then if we can be practical about saying that we want Archimon down before Legion's release, I'm fine with that. Due to not having a date, it's really difficult to organize something of that nature. So, you know, let's just keep on trying to be consistent and keep on trying to be as prepared as possible, so that way we can get the executions. Technically, our item level right now, globally, like, is really good. We're ranked 6th overall on our server to begin with, and you know, we only have like 2 assault kills, 1 Iron Reaver kill at this point. So it's like, you know, gear wise, we don't have that mythic influx with the Valor cap already put on it. So, you know, we're in a really good position to really push through quite a bit. It's just a matter of solid execution. Okay, I appreciate you taking time watching the video. Please click like, subscribe, you know, all that fun stuff. If you got friends and family, please make them watch it. I appreciate it. Any way that we can generate more attention to ourselves is a good thing. It really helps for recruitment. It really helps for us being able to, you know, get information passed back and forth and to be successful. Again, thank you so much for everything that we've accomplished so far, and let's keep on trucking forward. Have a blessed day. Thank you.